Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour matte foundation. I did purchase this foundation before lockdown, and now that the courier services have resumed, I am getting my packages in bits and pieces. So I did receive this foundation a couple of days back, and I posted about it on my Instagram asking you guys if you want me to review this foundation, and everyone said yes. So I knew I had to review this foundation for you guys. So that's what we are going to be doing in today's video. So without rambling any further, let's get started. But like always, before I start, in case if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Marjorie and I make beauty and skincare related content here on YouTube. And if that's your cup of tea, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video. And with that, you guys, let me continue on to the video. I'm gonna give you guys a little info on this foundation. This foundation retails for 750 rupees and it's available in 9 shades. And out of all the 9 shades, I'm in the shade Natural Beige 105. So to give you guys a reference, I am NC 25 to NC 30 depending on the time of the year. So when it's during summertime, I'm usually more towards NC 30. But these days, we all have been staying indoors. I am staying indoors, so I am at my palest. So right now, I am at NC 25. The shade Natural Beige right now is a tad bit too dark for me and it looks a little bit more yellow on me, but I feel like once I start stepping out and once I get my somewhat of a tan back, then I feel like this foundation would definitely work on my skin tone a lot better. In case if you guys are around the same foundation shade like NC 25 to 30, then Natural Beige 105 is the one for you. So now coming to the claims, this foundation claims to last up to 24 hours and it says that it's got a demi matte finish with a medium coverage and the texture is air light, plus it also mentions that it's a waterproof and a smudge proof formula. So we have a lot to test in this foundation, so I'm quickly gonna jump on to the demo part of this foundation and then we'll see what I feel about this product. By the way, a quick disclaimer, you guys, this is not a first impression. This is a review on this foundation, so that means I have tried this foundation out a couple of times in order to give you guys my fair review. So now that's out of the way, let me move on to the demo. I've got nothing on my face right now except moisturizer, so I'm gonna jump in straight into the foundation demo because this foundation claims to last 24 hours and is also waterproof and smudge proof. So that tells me that I don't have to do an additional step of priming my face because this foundation would do it by itself. So I'm gonna be doing half side of my face with a sponge and the other half with a brush. So as you guys can tell by the consistency of this foundation, it's bit on the thicker side. I've got a bit of acne going on my face right now, so we shall see how good the coverage is on this foundation. I'm gonna dot this foundation on the right side of my face first and then I'm gonna be using my brush to blend it out. Okay, so that's half side of my face done using one thin layer of the foundation. It covered quite a bit and it doesn't feel tacky to the touch whatsoever, so it's set really fast on my face. Let's move on to the beauty blender side now. I'm gonna take the same amount of foundation on the back of my hand. Now I'm gonna be taking my beauty blender. This one is the EcoTools blending sponge. I absolutely love this one. I'm gonna start blending out this foundation. Okay, so the foundation on this side is done and somehow I feel like the foundation on the left side, which is the one where I've used my beauty blender to blend out the foundation, it's got a bit more coverage to it, which is very surprising because usually beauty blenders tend to soak up the product, but in this case it's giving me a lot more coverage, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna come a little bit close so you guys can see how the foundation is sitting on my face right now. I think I'm gonna go in with another layer just to see how this foundation layers on top of each other. So this time I took less amount than I did earlier because I don't want to cake up this foundation. So yeah. Okay, so there you go. That's the second layer of foundation on the right side of my face. And honestly, you guys, so far I'm liking the finish of the foundation on my right side because it looks a little bit more skin-like. Let's see how this foundation performs on the left side. That's my face with 2 layers of foundation. It's given me buildable medium coverage. You can still see my acne peeking through, but it's covered majority of it. One thing that I did notice with this foundation is it sets really fast, so you do have to blend in the foundation quickly. It feels very lightweight on the skin despite being a long wear foundation. Also, another thing that I've noticed with this foundation is it's sitting a bit heavily around my mouth areas, and also the side where I've applied the foundation using a brush. Foundation around my nose area looks a little bit cakey. If I see on the other side where I've applied it with the beauty blender, it looks absolutely fine. I'm gonna insert a close-up so you guys can see it for yourself what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that you guys have seen how this foundation looks like up close, I'm quickly gonna do my makeup off camera and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm done with my makeup. In case if you guys are wondering how I got this makeup look, I just posted a video on my Instagram, so feel free to drop by and say hi. So the makeup went on very smoothly, very effortlessly on top of this foundation. I didn't have any problem blending out the product on top of this foundation. By the way, like mentioned earlier, I did not set my face with any powder whatsoever. Whatever powder that I have on my face is the bronzer and the blush. One thing I would like to mention about this foundation is that this foundation is definitely not the foundation that will look skin-like, although it is very lightweight on the skin. So it's one of those foundation that will sit on top of your skin. Okay, so it's currently 4:33 p.m. I know I've started this foundation wear test a little bit late, so I'm gonna keep it on till I guess maybe say 11ish, and then I'm gonna give you guys my review on this foundation. Okay, so it's currently 6:19 p.m. and this is what my foundation is looking like right now. I had to change because I'm about to cook some dinner. Hey guys, so it's currently 10:16 p.m. and this is what my makeup looks like right now. So for the most part, the foundation seems to be in place. It's obviously started to look a little bit cakey around my mouth area, and so does my nose area, but like, can you see how cakey it looks here? That was the issue that I had since the initial application, so I figured that it's only gonna get worse throughout the day the longer I wear this foundation. So coming to the review on the foundation, this foundation is really long lasting foundation. Just like it claims, this is one of the most long lasting foundation that I have tried so far in my life. But having said that, this is one of those foundation that the more longer you wear it, the more cakier and dry it starts to look, which I am not really a fan of. Up to the 8-hour mark, this foundation looks absolutely perfect, as if you've just applied your foundation. But after the 8-hour mark, it starts to look a teeny tiny bit cakey and dry on certain areas. This foundation also claims to have a demi matte finish, which I don't agree with. This has got a more of a matte finish. I'm sure you guys were able to tell from the demo itself. There was no shine on my face whatsoever, and demi matte foundation don't do that. Is it sweat proof and waterproof? Yes, I would absolutely agree to that. My makeup stayed put even while cooking, so that says a lot. I was constantly rubbing the sweat off my face and it stayed put. It's got an oil control formula, which I feel like it is. I've got an extremely oily skin, and especially during summers my face gets really oily, but this foundation held absolutely amazing, even for someone like me who's got an extremely dry skin. The texture feels absolutely lightweight. You don't feel this foundation on your skin whatsoever. Also, this foundation has got no fragrance to it whatsoever. So those were all the good things about this foundation. Now speaking about what I didn't like about this foundation, it does feel a little drying, so that in itself is not going to work for someone like dry skin type. Hence, I'm not recommending it for people with dry skin. It clogged my pore, because when I initially tried this foundation, I wore this foundation for an entire day, and when I took my makeup off at the end of the day, my pores were clogged. There were some blackheads that I had to literally squeeze out. Gross but satisfying at the same time. So I feel like this is not the type of foundation that you can wear on an everyday basis. So those were only two cons that I have about this foundation. So I would recommend this foundation for people with extremely oily skin, or for someone who's looking for a foundation to wear for, like, say, special events when they know that they're going to be out the entire day. Let me know in the comments down below, have you ever tried this foundation, or if you like it or don't, or maybe you were planning to try out this foundation. Let me know. Fill it all in the comment section. And yeah, with that, you guys, I'm gonna take a leave, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.